Kind of love is right now. I really feel I am flying, releasing my troubles.
Living more. For some reason, these two words have been ringing in my mind over the past 2 months. I feel like I've been running as fast as I can for the past decade and never really made time to live. Suddenly, it feels like a call to enter a different season, a new rhythm. That has led me to ask myself a series of questions as I try to dig deeper within. What does it really mean to live more? Who do I truly want to become? I guess what I'm trying to avoid is looking back in 10 years with regret, having built a life I didn't love. In Singapore, this kind of reflection is often reserved for retirement, but in my day job as a financial advisor to high net worth pre-retirees, I've had the privilege of countless conversations about money and what makes a life worth living. And through those conversations, I've come to realize we shouldn't wait until the end of a career to ask those questions. So I took 2 months off, disappeared, to slow down, reflect, get quiet, and really listen to myself, to find out what a life worth living truly means to me. What does it mean to me? Here's what I've realized. A life worth living isn't about material things or even the experiential ones like going on a wanderlust-filled journey and checking off the most exotic countries on the map. It's about achieving internal cohesion and becoming a person of depth. There is a quote in the book, The Road to Character, that beautifully sums it up. Occasionally, even today, you come across certain people who seem to possess an impressive inner cohesion. They are not leading fragmented, scattershot lives. They have achieved inner intuition. They are calm, settled, and rooted. They are not blown off course by storms. They don't crumble in adversity. Their minds are consistent and their hearts are dependable. Their virtues are not the blooming virtues you see in smart college students. They are the ripening virtues you see in people who have lived a little and have learned from joy and pain. They possess the self-effacing virtue of people who are inclined to be useful but don't need to prove anything to the world. Humility, restraint, reticence, temperance, respect, and a soft self-discipline. And in these 2 months of self-rediscovery, I've come to see that a life worth living is one where I begin to achieve that same internal cohesion, where I hold a positive and balanced relationship with myself and a quiet acceptance of my past, present, and future. It is that feeling of internal balance, of growing into a quieter kind of joy, peacefulness, and contentment, where I'm no longer chasing the next excitement, the next adventure, the next high reward role, but instead learning to be content with where I am, to be fully grounded and present in my life, even amidst the boring routines. Because the things that truly matter are almost always intrinsic, not extrinsic. So what does that look like for me right now? It's time in the nature under the sun, being present enough to feel the warmth of my skin, notice the scent of morning dew. It's being with animals, observing their way of life, so pure, so real, and letting them remind me to slow down and smell the roses. It's moving my body, discovering what it's capable of, and getting 1% better each day. 3 years ago, before I started my daily workouts, I never imagined I could dive, surf, or hold myself up in a crow pose, but here I am, surprising myself. A life worth living is also one where I have the flexibility over my time to choose how I spent it, where I spent it. There's no point making all the money in the world if you have no time for the people and things that actually matter. It's about working on projects and building businesses that mean something to me and having the autonomy to test my ideas, whether they succeed or not. It's never losing that childlike curiosity, learning something new, reading something new, or having a conversation that opened up my mind to a brand new perspective. So one of my favorite poems goes like this: Our earth is round, and among other things, that means you and I can hold completely different points of view and both be right. The difference of our positions will show the stars in your window I cannot imagine. Your sky may burn with light, while mine at the same moment spreads beautiful into darkness. Still, we must choose how we separately corner the circling universe of our experience. Once chosen, our cornering will determine the message of any star and darkness we encounter. This poem has stayed with me for years, so for me, a life worth living is also making an impact. It may not be in some grand world-changing way, but in small everyday ways that lift someone's spirit, is listening and collecting people's stories, the roads they've walked, the things they've overcome, and learning from each of them, no matter how different they may be from me. It's building real, genuine relationships, the kind that stay with me long after we have gone separate ways. What's next for me? I feel like I now have a greater clarity on how I want to live my life, the matrix I measure myself against, and the kind of person I want to become. But I also know that I'm not done figuring it all out. We are all a constant work in progress, and this is just the beginning. Still, I feel more confident that I'm headed in the right direction, and that one day I'll be able to look back and know that I've truly lived. Here's a short poem I wrote for myself that captures how I feel in this season of life. A season of quiet growth, of new rhythms, of collecting little glimmers, to read, to write, to create, to inspire and be inspired, to feel the soul and let it overflow. So if you have been feeling this way too, I hope this video has inspired you in some small way and given you the courage to pause and ask yourself the same question. What does a life worth living mean to me? Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!
I'll sing me a song. We'll